States. It's Mark from the United States.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Mark from the States. How are we doing today? I am doing fantastic. I hope you are as well. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate each and every one of you. Come sit on this big fake couch. You know the drill. I have no cats with me today. Today we're going to learn the history of Charing Cross. This is from the History Lord. I love his channel. Please go and support him and all that he does. It really means a lot that you do, and you guys are just truly amazing. So go like and subscribe, watch his stuff, then come back and watch with me, and that way you can help me learn about something. I don't really know. I've heard of Charing Cross a few times. Not really sure I know the history. So I'm excited to see this, so come hang out with me, and let's get into it. History of Charing Cross.
Welcome to the History Lord. Bit of deja vu here. If you've been watching our channel from the start, you'll know that one of our first videos we actually made here, and it was all about the knowledge, the taxi drivers having to learn the knowledge of London to get their licence. Well, we're back again to tell you about why this is the dead centre of London. Not because of this plaque or the statue that's behind James. It's because what used to be here, and that was one of the Eleanor crosses. What were they? Let's go and find out.
Who was that guy?
Welcome to London. Charing was a lost hamlet, and it derives from an Old English word that means bend in river. In this case, literally the bend in the River Thames that was here. It led on to Strand, and Strand was an Old English word for riverbank. The suffix cross refers to the Eleanor cross that was built between 1291 and 1294, and it was under the order of King Edward I as a memorial to his wife Eleanor of Castile. She died on the 28th of November in 1290 at Harbury, which is up in Nottinghamshire. Edward was deeply devoted to his wife and was deeply affected by her death. And as a display of his grief, he erected 12 so-called Eleanor crosses, one at each place where her funeral cortege stopped for each of the nights of her progression down to London. Her body was eventually buried in Westminster Abbey at the feet of Henry III, her father-in-law, and she was buried on December the 17th, 1290. Her heart, however, was buried in the church of the London Dominicans Priory at Blackfriars. There is now a debunked...
Well, let me finish what he has to say. Something about debunk, but her... Did I hear that right? I'm going to actually rewind it.
Church of the London Dominicans, 1290. Her heart, however, was buried in the church of the London Dominicans Priory at Blackfriars. There is now a debunked theory of the etymology of Charing Cross, that it came from the French, that meant dear queen or chère reine, but the name Charing predates the death of Eleanor by at least 100 years.
So it's Charing Cross, not Charing, like I've been pronouncing it. All right, good. Is he just going to skip right over the fact that her heart was buried somewhere else? Is that normal? I'm sorry. I just thought that was... I don't know if I've heard that before. Interesting.
The original Eleanor Cross was the work of the medieval sculptor Alexander of Abingdon. The original Charing Cross was destroyed in 1647 by the parliamentarians. Some say it was Cromwell himself who ordered the destruction, but we're not sure about that. We just know it was destroyed in 1647. The statue of Charles I, as we see it now, was placed here in 1675 by his son, Charles II. And as I've always said, this marks the dead centre of London. All mileage is taken from this one particular point. Why was the mileage taken from here? Well, this is exactly halfway between the royal capital, Westminster, and the financial capital, the City of London. And this is the halfway point between the two. Simple as that.
Simple.
This Victorian cross, this 70-foot high stone sculpture in front of Charing Cross railway station, was erected in 1865. And it's the reimagining of the medieval cross on a much larger scale. It's more ornate and certainly not in the original site. It was designed by the architect E.M. Barry and it was carved by a man called Thomas Earp of Lambeth, and it's made out of Portland stone, Mansfield stone and Aberdeen granite. It stands 203 metres to the northeast of the original cross, and it's now the focal point on the station forecourt, and it faces the Strand. So the revived cross has now given its name not only to a railway station and the tube station underneath, it's also a hotel, and there's a theatre and an old music hall that used to be here as well. Thanks very much for watching. We do hope you enjoy these videos. If you do, please subscribe.
I do.
If you want to know when videos are uploaded,
Short and
there is a notification bell just down below. If you want to know what we do outside of these videos, please go to historylord.co.uk, see about a walking tour of London, or have a look in the description below and see about James's YouTube channel, which is called Last Line Films. And he also does a very good podcast too. Thanks.
Did I know that he did tours? I think so. I think he's moved out of London though. Charing Cross. Not the original. Got it. Built in honor of Eleanor. Got it. She's at Westminster, but her heart apparently is somewhere else. And that, he didn't elaborate, so something tells me that that's not an uncommon thing back then, to do that. At least that's how I interpreted it. Maybe I got it all wrong. You all have to confirm it. The new one is built, not of course in the original spot, but and it's built bigger, and many of these were built along the route back to London after her death. Of the places that they actually stopped, they built one of these Eleanor crosses. So, yes, interesting. I would have gone there, probably hadn't even knew the history of it. Now I have a very brief overview, and hopefully I'll still remember by the time I get there, but I'm sure once I see it, I will definitely go, oh, yes. And then I will have to read what it looks like. There might be some sort of documentation there on the left, at least my left, to History Lord's right. Looks like there's a plaque there. So then it would dawn on me to read it and go, oh, yeah, I do remember reading this. Yes. So, and of course, we're going to go to Westminster and see all of those. So I will hopefully get to see her there. Hope everybody's happy, healthy, and safe. Please go and support History Lord. I'm not sure what he's doing now. I think I saw one video that he was moving out of London. Yeah, so hopefully he's doing well. And so please go and support his channel. It's very important. All right, everyone, have a wonderful day. And we'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.
Mark from the States, Mark from the States, it's Mark. Yeah.